last week's show. There are videos on YouTube last week about it. We don't need to rehash this. It's so funny because when I posted all this last week, I said, her and her PR parted ways. Everyone else went with this fired story. And I said to myself, like, even if he's not with her, how do we know this guy was fired? I mean, the guy does have a backbone of some sorts, I imagine. I mean, people do quit jobs every day. So I think fired versus, left on your own, I think that's a fine line. But Melissa was texting somebody that I know. And of course, I got the text. Now, I don't need to read them exactly. Let's not out anyone here. I don't really, because I don't got no time to ask permission if I could share this on air. So to protect this person. But the bottom line is in these texts, and Melissa was saying, and she even said this, I believe, on her own Instagram or her own podcast. I don't know, somewhere I think she put this narrative out there on her own. But this person that I know who sent me these texts, thank you very much, by the way. Melissa was saying, all these people are crazy. All these bloggers are crazy. Two things get to be true. Like, we still work together. So she's definitely told this person that told me that they still work together. She then went on her Instagram, I think like the next day, to post a picture of them together. Now, whether this was taken in real time, I mean, there's a lot of people that I don't speak to anymore. I can think of one or two names. I could post pictures of them all day. So just because you're posting a picture with little PR boy doesn't mean that you're still together. You're just trying to diffuse this narrative. That's the first thing. I mean, but in these texts that she sent to somebody I know, she said, listen, we're still working together. All these people are crazy. All these bloggers are crazy. And listen, I needed an assistant 24/7. And he still brings me deals, meaning like he can bring her a deal and then he gets, 10 or 20% of the money. He'll still bring her deals. Well, of course, there's still that relationship, but I need an assistant 24/7. She's implying that he wasn't available 24/7, probably because he has other clients, Marge, Jackie, Fessler. And by the way, a lot of people slipped into my DMs to ask me, is it normal for one franchise to have the same PR? It happens. It's not so normal. No, it's not. There's a million PR people out there. Normally, as a human being, I mean, one could argue it's almost a conflict of interest. I mean, if I was Meredith Marks and Lisa Barlow's PR and they had that whole thing with a hot mic moment, I mean, how is that handled if you're the PR for both of them? It could be done. There could be a firewall. We just saw this in Beverly Hills. The same person represented Erica Jane, who represented Nikki Hilton. The same person represented Paris Hilton, who represented Lisa Rinna. And because of this whole thing with Kathy, Lisa Rinna now has new PR. I believe they had to choose. I believe Kathy or Paris said, choose me or Rinna. And smartly, the PR person chose Paris Hilton over Lisa Rinna. No shade to Rinna, but in the world of how this works, I would choose Paris Hilton over Lisa Rinna any day. And same thing, the other PR chose Nikki Hilton over Erica. That's what I believe happened, because I don't think things just happen and people part ways. It's Erica and parts ways with her PR and Rinna does on the same day. No. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. So I believe, what is my point? So Melissa said, she needed someone 24/7 and they still work together. Then in the same group of texts, like 5 texts later, because this went back and forth, she said something like, besides, you can't work with somebody forever. I mean, she's basically admitting that she doesn't work with this person anymore, because she's saying, well, you can't work with someone forever. I mean, people do change up teams all the time. Hey, Messy G, I got it. I've changed up my team so many times. Do you know how many people I've had try to book this show with me, do my PR, do all sorts of other things? I go through people like water. So at least I know that about myself. At least I admit that. I am not an easy person to work with. When you work 24 hours a day, here's the thing. I work 24 hours a day. And so if I'm paying you, if I'm giving you my profits, and you now can't keep up, and I have a job for you to do, you're going to book this show, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, you're going to do whatever your job is, you're going to transcribe and put this out to the media, whatever it is. If I'm now doing your job over you, If I'm now involved, why the fuck am I paying you? But I know this about myself and it's all good. I'm self-aware. So I don't know. I think it's Melissa kind of shocker. Melissa contradicted herself within those. I believe, I mean, come on. This guy was like your family. His best friend in the world is Nick, the guy you were kissing. Do I think it's all copacetic? This PR guy will never speak out negatively against Melissa. She will never speak out negatively against him. They'll also never speak about the fact that she kissed Nick in the back of the car. It is just what it is. So I believe he can still bring her deals. She'll take the deals. I don't believe they still work together anymore. Okay. Especially since she's sending these texts that were put in front of me and she's saying something like, how long are you supposed to work with someone? She contradicts herself, this messy G. The thing about lying is it's hard to keep up. But anyway, no shade. They're not together anymore. Come on, Melissa, just admit it. Just like we just had Nicole Carasquiglo on. You danced with her at Lookers. She confirmed you were a stripper. Who cares? It is what it is. Okay? I just wanted to clear that up. And thank you for saying the bloggers are crazy. I'm including myself in there. There is something else that I would like to talk about regarding Melissa before we move on to Beverly Hills. It's come to my attention, Messy G. It's come to my attention, Messy G, that she said something like, these bloggers and podcasters and Instagram pages, everyone should thank me for giving them content, meaning we talk about her. She's asked us to thank her. Well, I would like to respond today to Melissa Gorga and say, you are correct. You are correct. Look at this. David Yanta from Behind the Velvet Rope is agreeing with Messy G. I agree with you, Melissa. And on that note, from the bottom, and I mean this very, very sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Messy G. Thank you, Josefina Gorgasita. Thank you. I would like to thank Teresia. I would like to thank Mr. Teresia, otherwise known as Louis Aurelius. I would like to thank the whole cast of New Jersey, my good friend Marge. I'd like to thank Kyle and Erica. So, I mean, I agree with Melissa. You are welcome from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you for keeping things out there and doing so much so that I personally have something to comment on and share every day here on Patreon, every Saturday, with my wonderful ropers. Okay. You guys are ropers if you didn't know. So I just want to say I agree with Melissa. I think she's right. We all do owe her a thank you. And I want to give her an extra special thank you because 2023, Melissa, you have given me more to talk about than ever, really. We're not done with Jersey, guys. We have two more very quick topics. Is everyone keeping up?